Jonathan Edwards was an influential American theologian, preacher, philosopher, and revivalist during the Great Awakening, a significant religious movement that swept through the American colonies in the 18th century. He is widely regarded as one of the most important figures in American religious history and is known for his powerful sermons, writings, and theological contributions. Here, we will explore the life, works, and impact of Jonathan Edwards in greater detail. Early life and education. Jonathan Edwards was born on October 5, 1703, in East Windsor, Connecticut, into a family deeply committed to the Puritan faith. He was the only son in a family of 11 children. His father, Timothy Edwards, was a minister, and his mother, Esther Stoddard Edwards, was the daughter of Solomon Stoddard, a prominent theologian and preacher. Edwards began his education at a young age and displayed remarkable intellectual prowess. He entered Yale College, now Yale University, at the age of 13, graduating in 1720. During his time at Yale, he developed a deep interest in philosophy, science, and theology, setting the stage for his later theological pursuits. Ministry and theological development. After completing his studies at Yale, Edwards pursued theological training and was ordained as a congregational minister in 1727. He accepted a position as an assistant pastor in Northampton, Massachusetts, where he would spend the next 23 years of his life. It was during his tenure in Northampton that Edwards experienced the spiritual awakening that would profoundly shape his ministry in theology. In the early 1730s, a series of revivals began in Northampton, and Edwards played a pivotal role in leading these revivals. He preached powerful and emotional sermons that emphasized the need for personal conversion and a deep, heartfelt relationship with God. His most famous sermon, Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God, delivered in 1741, is considered a classic example of his style and impact. The Great Awakening. Jonathan Edwards' ministry coincided with the Great Awakening, a religious revival that spread throughout the American colonies in the 1730s and 1740s. Edwards, along with other prominent preachers like George Whitefield, played a key role in this movement. The Great Awakening emphasized individual piety, conversion experiences, and a personal relationship with God. Edwards' sermons during this period, marked by vivid and passionate language, sought to awaken his congregation to their need for salvation. While his style could be intense and frightening, his ultimate goal was to bring people to a deeper understanding of God's grace and mercy. Theological contributions. Jonathan Edwards made significant contributions to Reformed theology. His most notable work, Freedom of the Will, 1754, delved into the philosophical and theological intricacies of free will and determinism. Edwards argued that human choices were determined by God's divine will, and that true freedom lay in choosing to act in accordance with God's will. This work had a lasting impact on subsequent theological discussions and debates. In 1750, Edwards faced increasing tensions with his congregation in Northampton due to his strict theological views. He was eventually dismissed from his position in 1750. He then accepted a pastorate in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, where he ministered to both European settlers and Native Americans. Tragically, Jonathan Edwards' life was cut short when he died of complications from a smallpox inoculation on March 22, 1758, at the age of 54. Despite his relatively short life, his impact on American theology and religious thought was profound. Jonathan Edwards' legacy endures through his writings, sermons, and theological contributions. His works continue to be studied by theologians, philosophers, and scholars. His emphasis on personal piety, religious experience, and the sovereignty of God left a lasting imprint on American Protestantism. Furthermore, Edwards's writings on the Great Awakening provide valuable historical insights into this critical period of American religious history. His influence can also be seen in subsequent religious movements and in the development of American evangelicalism.